Okay, my name is Bernard Vlon. I born right here in the island of St. Martin, and I am suffering badly with pain in my hip or my buttocks, what you want to say, not my back directly. And it is very painful. Every step I make, try to walk, it is very, very painful. I'm going through this pain and agony now for quite a while, but I'm getting the impression, if it's not a complex, that it's augmenting. And back and forth to SVB, I am getting, tell him to wait, why don't he come, he's not ready, etc. So give him a moment, I feel that I don't have nowhere to grip on. So it left me no choice to see if I could have contact the Senior Citizens Association, which I did, and I found myself with Mr. Yesaroon, which helped me out to clear this problem I had in SVB within 24 hours, which was the date of Friday gone. Now, after all of this, with this apology and the other apology, etc., I don't mind. I am not criticizing the SVB or no other one, because I'm a very humble and obedient citizen. But what I want is to get help from the same SVB to get rid of this pain if it's possible. Now they diagnose this, now they appoint me to send me to Curacao to get a diagnosis from some specialist in Curacao to determine what I really have, so they will, second choice, probably may consider sending me to the Dominican Republic, which I had a meeting in the past with an orthopedist and a neurologist. And that was my hope always, to be able to walk again, but I never got through until now. Mr. Yesaroon gave me a helping hand. God bless him and his association and all the other people that try to help me in my pain and agony.
So what is the main situation at this particular point with you? You want the SCB to help you out. What is taking place there that you're not getting the assistance that you needed?
That's what was a puzzle. A given moment I got frustrated because I didn't have no grip, no one to talk to. When my wife goes to the SVB, they tell her, yes, the one who have to sign is not there, your house doctor this, and like we said, sending nowhere to have a grip on. The first grip I got is when Mr. Yesaroon show up here. And he says he's going to send a memorandum to them to investigate what is going on with me, that I don't have no one to help me. And that's where all of this come out with this report, hospital. They don't know the surgeon to send me to Santo Domingo is not in the system, and all of this, and I am in pain and agony. Yeah, until he shows up now. Apparently they got their act together and they're sending me to Curacao.
And do you know when you're going to be sent to Curacao?
My wife is the one who there. ¿Cuándo vamos para Curacao?
20.
The 20th of this month.
And
that is to make a checkup, to make a diagnosis, what is more or less happening to me. So when I come back to St. Martin, to see if the SBB would cooperate with me to send me to the Dominican Republic, where I more or less had a conversation with the surgeon and a neurologist. That is my hope. I slept very good last night to that news because I have a lot of sleepless nights. Through the frustration, you don't know where to turn. You don't know, you ask yourself, is that me alone, or is that going on with other people also?
But why do you have to go to different places instead of go to one place that can take care of you one time? Because your health is not in a good condition to be moving up and down right now.
This is one of my problems. I'm now building up mentally to with this traveling back in there, cluttering up on the plane, and Curacao hoping that I have a flat ground I can use a wheelchair, because that's another problem I have. But I'm not making that a problem. I still going to sacrifice to reach there because I want my head back.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
The opposition MPs can be said to be doing their job as opposition, of course, so thwart government in every way they want to. But my question is more about the state of the coalition at the moment. One coalition MP did vote for more time, and one coalition MP was absent. So in other words, one can say that it's the coalition that's holding the budget at ransom at the moment and not so much the opposition. My question, therefore, is, what does the current Council of Ministers enjoy the full support of 8 members in Parliament? And if not, then, of course, what is the next step? And my second question, just to get things rolling faster, is that budgets being delayed is nothing new on St. Martin. Is the urgency to pass this one mainly the Dutch aid that needs to come forth due to clauses in the budget, as Minister Keerlings pointed out, that we are dependent on that money. So is that the urgency, or are there other more severe issues? Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Singh. You know, this press conference was called to put out the urgency and the consequences that might come out of a further delay of handling of our budget. And yes, you quite right identified that this was a broad carried proposal for more time. Mind you that each member of parliament in parliament, so to speak, you know, have their opinion and vote their conscience. That's what they always say. So they can have an opinion on it. And if the parliamentarians find we need more time, then they need more time. However, as you already said, the opposition is the opposition. I think that is a very wrong message and a wrong perception the opposition also has a responsibility to govern this country. And you do not govern by being or opposing everything that the government comes with. You can question it, and when the government is able to explain it properly to you, then I don't see no other option than to agree with government. But if your intent is that if government go right, that you go per definition left, then I don't know, how a country will be governed. And it's quite unfortunate that it happened the way it happened, but that's why we call this press conference, to express and to inform the public of the consequences thereof. Now, on the second question, the urgency, if that's only the liquidity support. For the past months, I myself, but also other colleagues, have been talking about their priority projects. And let's stick to the ones of the Ministry of Finance. We are all complaining about the Dutch want to do what they want to do and want to impose their way on us. We are an autonomous country, But are we an autonomous country? Because if this is the way that we carry on, we're going to lose our autonomy. Because we give it over to others who are going to dictate. And it's not only the Dutch. I explained to you the European Union can dictate to us. The American government can dictate to us. The OECD can dictate to us. So don't only focus on the Dutch. Yes, we need liquidity support. But no, that is not the only urgency. The urgency is we need to stop begging for money with third parties. We Sint Maarten, has the potential to become a country that can carry their own load. But what are we doing with infighting, hidden agendas, business deals? Sint Maarten is not a supermarket for a few. Sint Maarten belongs to the people, and we have some plans, and one of the urgency plans is to fix our tax department, to fix our public financing. We have an instruction dated from 2015. 4 major instructions in there, and in 4 years, we only managed to fix one. And their thing is to fix our taxes. We, in this country, there's too many people who are not paying taxes. There are too many people who are going well by the gray and informal economy that we have. That needs to stop. And that is one of the priority projects that this Ministry of Finance has. That's why there is an urgency for this budget to get passed, because it's too much leakage of money out there. We do not even know what is coming in our country and what is leaving. How will you be able to do a good budget? In our financial recovery plan, I made it clear that Sint Maarten has the potential and is able. And I'm not only in this assumption, because it's also the World Bank, the IMF, the Kingdom Council of Ministers, and the CFT agrees with me, and in fully support of it, that we need to fix this ASAP. Because if we cannot find out, or if we do not know what is being imported, what is being exported, how can you ever come to a clean budget? Then on top of that, we have all these skeletons over the years. In Parliament, they laugh about the word skeleton. But let me explain you something. If in our social society we have almost 1 billion guilders in debts, where do they come from? We didn't pay our bills. We didn't commit to our duties when we became autonomous. We took over a 300 million guilder debt when we became autonomous. What did we do to fix that? We didn't do nothing. The only thing we did was spending money, deals here and there. This needs to stop. And that is the only thing that I was hired for to do, and I'm going to fix it, whether they like it or not.
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you for?
Well, the construction will start once the funding is in place, and the total built out would take about 18 months. However, throughout that 18 months, the intention is to move the operations around in phases, and you know, as the progress within the works takes shape, then you know, we move the operations from one end into those areas that are completed. So it's not that we're going to wait the full 18 months for it to be completed and then we move into that section. So again, it will be moved in phases.
There's some, in addition to what Mr. Hyman just said, there's some steps that needs to be taken. First of all, the building needs to be clean. That's a remediation. Now, if, for instance, if this section here is clean, we could fix this part up, and then at least we can restore and put the ticketing office back into place, because this area is a ticketing. We moved the ticketing from the other area. So there are blocks, there are building blocks that we have to work with, and we also have to keep in mind the capacity. End of the year, we projected we should be at 90% of the, or at least above the 80% of the 2016 figures. That means to say we have a serious congestion issue. That is December of this year. So if we don't make a solution to create more space in the departure hall, we will have a problem. And not only a quality problem, but also a safety problem. So these are the things that we need to take into account. And this is also putting a lot of pressure for us to complete the funding, which is the World Bank funding, as well as getting all of the documents, permits, everything into place to really start the work. The funding is not a small, don't forget, the airport is a company that is really needed for the economy of St. Martin. It's the heartbeat of the whole economy. So what happened in January, they really stepped up the pace in trying to conclude the funding part, because we had two parts. We had a commercial leg, and we had, of course, the more conservative funding via the World Bank, via the government. And the Netherlands also stepped in, but it's not a small amount. We're talking about $100 million. So we took the path of taking $50 million out of the trust fund. And remember, the trust fund was designed for social programs and logistical programs. So we asked to borrow $50 million out of the trust fund, in addition with another $50 million from the EIB, which is the European Bank. And that is quite a tedious process. Don't forget, we're not specialists in funding. We're an airport, we're specialists in landing and departing planes.
The airport being the economic pillar of St. Martin, it is as well the economic pillar of the neighboring islands as well. So what we are doing as an airport, we have regular meetings with our hub partners so where we bring them up to speed as well on the developments here at the airport. And the impact it has had is the same impact is that it has had on St. Martin as well. So with the developments and the growth and, you know, the restoration of the building, they too are glad to see that we are coming back, because then they too can send that message out that, you know, the airport is back to full capacity or whatever capacity to cater and service the passengers.
This is the 17th annual book fair. This is your second time witnessing the book fair. In comparison to last year, where do you think that this is going?
I think last year was a very special year because it was the first one after Hurricane Irma. And so everyone was concentrated on recovery. Everyone was talking about building back better. And there was a lot of support from outside St. Martin to make sure that it happens, that we have that, continuously have that exchange despite all the conditions that we were dealing with. And also from the business community, we got a lot of support to hold that triumphant event, considering the moment of recovery in which we found ourselves. This year, we continue to think about recovery. We continue to think about what it means to hold that light, that fire, in time of constant recovery, of darkness, of much political, economic instability. And just like Shuja Rape says, every year is the best year. So this year is better than last year. Last year is going to be better than was better than the year before, and we hope to see this continuously grow.
And what is so obvious about this year's book fair is the fact that you have so many students who have visited and even participating. Is that a sign of the understanding what reading means to them better than maybe years ago?
Yes. I think that there's a renewed interest in books, and perhaps it has to do with the experience that we've had throughout the storm. I always thought that my daughters would be interested in becoming members of Facebook. They're not interested in Facebook. They go on beyond, and of course, there's more technological innovation. But that thing of going back to the book, that thing that you could read, that thing that you don't need Wi-Fi or internet. You could sit down and read that book. I think that there's a renewed or piqued interest in the young people today.
Interestingly, you would say that, but there is a growing interest for e-reading in comparison to that of a hard copy book.
Sorry, say that again?
There is a growing interest for e-reading instead of a hard copy book.
Surely. I mean, this is not to tackle on technology, and some of our authors will be publishing in ebooks. Some of the publishers or authors that are here today. So I think that whether it be on a book or whether it be electronically, it's really beautiful to see that there are young people who are interested in reading, and I look into their eyes and I see they have these wide eyes wanting to learn more and to really get to know the authors, and that was very evident in the panels that we had this morning.
And now I'm going to read a poem that's called Self-Preservation. My asset, my soul, which page? To protect and preserve is my goal. Over my soul, I have the authority, the most important part of me. Preservation is not a bad thing. With situations, you develop a second skin. Self-preservation is never wrong. Observe, listen, analyze, and move on. In everything, practice self-preservation and quietly walk away from bad situations. Being among some folks you feel like a wreck, it's quite okay to disconnect. If people are cruel and unkind, it's time for preservation, strengthening of the mind. Listen to that voice that does not use words and continue the journey of moving forward. It's not selfishness to preserve yourself. It cannot be done by anyone else. Preserving your soul, heart, body, and mind helps to maintain your sanity. Find the balance in helping each other with their fight while taking time to radiate your inner light. Don't neglect yourself in the process. Self-preservation is always best. You may seem withdrawn to some. They may think your unusual friendliness is gone. But continue to focus on self-preservation. Protect your soul from human destruction. It's okay the way others see you. Only you know what you're going through. No one needs to understand the transition. The change is necessary for self-preservation.